Okay, so this weekend we got the rematch between Liam Smith and Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously, the first fight ended with a fourth round TKO victory for Liam Smith. It surprised a lot of people because Eubank Jr. had never been down as a professional. Very few people anticipated that he'd get taken out so early by Liam Smith. So he goes into this rematch not having his trainer or his trainer over the last few years, Roy Jones Jr. in his corner. Roy Jones Jr. says that Chris Eubank Jr. doesn't listen, and that's been a running theme for many, many years with Chris Eubank Jr. Trainers saying that he doesn't listen. He's now with Bomac, who's obviously the trainer of Terence Crawford. Now, I've seen a few clips of him training with Bomac, him sparring here. You can see this on Sky Sports Boxing with a guy who looks like a welterweight. There doesn't seem to be so much emphasis these days with Chris Eubank Jr. on combination punching. And that was obviously one of his biggest strengths in the past, was this ability to reel off extremely fast combinations and barely get tired. He'd throw 5, 6, 7 punch combination, move around a little bit, then he'd be back on you with another combination. With that being said, there are people who are misremembering Eubank Jr.'s fights of the past, because I've heard people say, I think it might have even been like boxing pundits, that Chris Eubank Jr. needs to go back to his old aggressive style where he's on the front foot as he was against Avni Yildirim. He wasn't on the front foot against Avni Yildirim. He was on the back foot. He was walking Yildirim onto his punches. Yildirim was on the front foot. Eubank Jr. was moving backwards and he was catching Yildirim coming in. Wasn't on the front foot at all. Eubank Jr. is at his best when fighters come to him. Nick Blackwell, he was on his back foot for most of that fight and he performed fantastically. The problem is with Liam Smith, Smith is more skilled than the front foot fighters Eubank Jr. has fought in the past. Anyway, the point I was really trying to make is that a lot of people think that Eubank Jr. needs to get back to the high volume combination punching of the past. And what I'm seeing here in his sparring in Bomac's gym, there isn't really a lot of that high volume stuff going on. They're trying to make him more technical. They're trying to get him not to waste shots. I personally don't think that's a good idea with Liam Smith. I think Liam Smith, when he's in the middle of the ring, is the kind of guy who has a passive defense. If you start opening up, he's not going to punch with you. So I think the key for Eubank Jr., if he's to get revenge in the Liam Smith fight, is to keep Liam Smith occupied with volume in the middle of the ring. Obviously, stay off the ropes, stay out of the corners. If Smith starts maneuvering him into those positions, tie him up, bring him back to the center of the ring and go again. Jab, 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 throw combinations, open up when you can, try and put some damage on Liam Smith, go to the body. Remember, Liam Smith was dropped by Canelo Alvarez with a body shot. So the one thing, at least for this particular opponent, that I will agree with people on is that Eubank Jr. needs to utilize the combination punching. Single shots and 1, 2, 3s and what have you, I think allow Liam Smith the opportunity, or more opportunity should I say, to land his own shots. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the fight. They've had a gloves are off, which I didn't really watch. I wasn't that interested, to be fair. But I will be watching the fight. Liam Smith is currently 33-3 with 1 draw. So very similar record to Eubank Jr. Both got 3 losses. It's at the Manchester Arena, the exact same venue that they had the first fight. So positive memories for Liam Smith, not so positive memories for Eubank Jr. A lot of people are predicting a repeat result for Liam Smith. They think he's going to knock Eubank Jr. out again. But there are other people who think that Eubank Jr. will make more of a fight of it this time. Eddie Hearn, I think, is picking Liam Smith to win on points. So he thinks that Eubank Jr. will do better second time around. We shall see. But as I say, the lasting impression I get from these training clips that Eubank Jr.'s had filmed, have been posted on Sky Sports Boxing YouTube channel, the lasting impression is that he's not letting enough combinations go. I know these are just small clips of sparring. Maybe he's doing a lot more than these clips show, but I can only go off what we've seen, right? I think he needs that hand speed of old. I think he needs the combination punching of old. Not that he has to push Liam Smith back necessarily, although if he manages to have a certain amount of success, that might work in spots. You know, overwhelm Liam Smith, bully him if possible, and then get back on the stick, then get back on the bike and move around. And for Liam Smith, of course, he just needs to do what he did last time. I don't think he can really do much different. All I would say is maybe jab a bit more in the middle of the ring. Liam Smith's one of these fighters who doesn't like to waste a lot of punches. He's a very patient fighter. He likes to be accurate. In fact, you might even go as far as saying he's a little bit pedantic. He's a little bit too insistent on being precise at the expense of volume. He can get out hustled. I mean, we saw that in the Jaime Munguia fight. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know who you guys are picking in this rematch and how you see the fight playing out. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset?
Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.